Now, one thing that surprised me is that reviewers and readers have fallen in love with the angel character, Guy. To me, he was one of the secondary characters, but he's everyone else's favourite character. And in this first episode I'm going to read, Adam is about to meet Guy's boyfriend, Joshua. He had the perfect V-shaped torso, the kind that would turn on a dozen potential lovers if he wandered into a gay bar. And while his faultless crew cut was artificially red, his other natural features were as intense as James Dean's. I could go riding in his sports car, feeling the breeze as we headed to Lover's Lane. He'd admire me with his penetrating eyes before undressing me for a love-making session so powerful, not even a night with a hand-picked selection of porn stars would compare. But unlike anyone I'd ever met, he was blessed with soft charcoal-coloured wings. This was Guy's boyfriend, Joshua. I was back at that thespian drinking haven, the Pedestal, at some stage between going to bed and waking up the next morning. I tried not to drool at this bad boy while picturing myself taking off his well-fitted leather jacket slowly. I wanted to let out an orgasmic moan before any foreplay had begun. "I think you need to sleep with Mannix," he said. He sipped on his Bloody Mary. "Joshua," his loving partner reprimanded. "Joshua, we tried," I said. "And what happened, sweetheart?" "He freaked out. He gives us all the signals and then runs off in terror. Tisk, tisk. Now why would he do that? You're not exactly on the ugly scale." "Thanks," I replied. "I think." "Joshua, that's not the issue here," Guy said. "I've been watching over them and they're getting obsessed with Mannix. And just as odd, Mannix is obsessed with them. It doesn't make sense." "What's there to make sense of, Petal? They're grown men looking for a bit of spice. This Mannix dude is the spice. Supply and demand, no problem." "But Guy has a point," I said. "This is doing my head in. 1 minute Wade and I are respectable, grown men. The next we're one step away from toupees and facelifts. And this is causing you two to argue, fight, split up?" "Strangely, no." I picked up my cocktail, resting the top of the glass on my lower lip, before sipping slowly. "Joshua, it's still causing drama," continued Guy. "Adam and Wade have their heads in no man's land, and Mannix is just as bemused. Oh, my darlings, they're men. Adult men. Every one of them. That which doesn't kill them will make them stronger. Or separated, but I can't see any hint of that. Can you, Adam?" I nodded tensely. "There, you see, Guy? It might be causing a bit of grief, but in the end, they're men. Once they stop questioning it with their emotions, they'll solve it physically and wonder why they didn't get down and dirty sooner." I sat with the two angels, none the wiser. The dark-skinned woman was back on stage. Sultry jazz was her genre of choice today, and her small ensemble cruised into mellow tones that could set you adrift on a small boat. As she crooned the first lines of "Someone to Watch Over Me," Guy sang the words with her under his breath. Around me, the mismatched furniture complemented the mismatched cast. A lone African woman, wearing more colours than a peacock's tail, stood transfixed as the singer was secretly robbing her soul. Her fingers tapped on the imaginary piano, and her wide-eyed stare gave me goosebumps. An old lady, dressed in clothes her own granddaughter could wear, clutched her wine glass like it was a precious jewel. At the same time, she gazed into the eyes of a mature athletic man who looked like he once had a passion for ballet dancing. Their loving gaze reminded me of the way Wade sometimes looked at me. "So, Joshua, you think we're making too much of a big deal about this?" He rubbed the tip of his sculpted jawline as Guy casually leaned toward him. "Adam, darling, there are men who put themselves through hell and back trying to do the right thing. They won't act until they work out all the final consequences. And let's face it, as much pontificating as humanly possible is never going to let you know the final outcome, really. And there are men who are a lot more spirited and take life as a challenge. Go forth and take the risk and see where it leads you. Joshua, Adam understands that, Guy said. But there's Wade to consider. What if their marriage falls apart? Darlings, seriously. From what you've told me, they're not going to fall apart. It's all a bit of fun. Mannix is the new appliance, like a fridge or a vibrator. Something that you can use. And think, Adam, think of the uses you can come up with your new appliance.